go. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so excited to be here because I have something really fun to show you. It's these little projects that I'm working on with all the beads that we have in our 4th of July show. So I'm going to show you some fun things that I was doing while Jason was setting the show up, because I don't like to waste time. You know that. I like to make the most out of every moment I have. So I was making some cute things, and I have some things I can also teach you. Okay, ready? So it's been a long weekend. What's today? Monday. So it's a really long weekend, right? So some of you who took off for, I think, was it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I hope you're having a good time beading. Wait till you see what I have to show you. Okay, let's bring the camera down and I can show you what I was doing. So in the last 30 minutes, as Jason was getting the lights and everything set up, I was looking through our kits and everything that we're going to show you today in the glass portion of the show. Don't mind my mess. You're going to be super excited when you see what I have to share and tell. With KT445, which is really, really small, because I used my leftovers and I made a bigger bracelet. Okay, so this is what KT445. So the first thing I want to show you is this. This is made with some 20 gauge wire, but if you want to, you can do it with 18 gauge wire. So it was very, very easy. Jason, should I show them how I just started it? And
sure you can.
Sure? Okay, let me get a piece of wire. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it took me 15 minutes. So I kind of don't want to use up all your time, but I'm going to start it. And if you have any questions, I can do this in our bead jam, or we can get together and do it sometime. Okay, I'm going to have you fix my screen so it's only at the bottom. So I took some 20 gauge or 18 gauge because what's really nice is it will fit either. You can take like 2 feet, 1.5 feet if you have a small wrist. And we're going to make a loop on one end. Okay, so you can wire wrap it. I mean, if you want to go as simple as just holding the wire like this. I have a lot going on here. Let me clean up. But this is like a workspace show. And then I just twisted the wire a couple times. And you have your loop. The end. Now, it does help if one wire is longer than the other. Oh no, I used all my beads for my other 2 projects. I'm going to open up another kit. This is KT445. The way that I worked out the patterning to do this one that fit me was put on 1 white, bring the wire around and wrap it, and you're just going to alternate. And then 1 blue. Oop. And then 1 blue. Don't worry, whoever that belongs to, I will find it for you. And lock it down. 1, 2. Now put on another white on the main core wire. Bring it around. 1, 2. And you just keep going until you have enough beads on that fits your wrist, and you're going to make a little hook on the other side. Oops. I know I keep putting it on the wrong wire. You have to put it on the core wire. So if you can, make your wrapping wire a lot longer. On this one, I ran out and I had to just join a little piece in there. And bring it around. 1, 2. Here. Put a picture up on the Facebook page and on the Ohana. So if you want to make it, you can copy the same pattern. 2. So it goes white, blue, white, red, white, blue, white, red. And so on. Isn't that kind of fun? and easy. And then you have this bracelet. Then I had extras. What I did with the extras is I took, what is this? Gem 462. Gem 462. These had a nice size hole. It easily went onto this 20 gauge wire. So we'll just pretend we switch projects, okay? And I put it one on each wire. And I took both wires and I put it on here. And slid it down. And I just repeated one on each wire and slide the beads down. I mean, that was super easy and fun. So if you have a nice bead stash and you're like, I don't know what to make, maybe just don't think so hard. Like, I know that's my problem. I'm like, what am I going to do? And then I get indecisive. So in honor of Independence Day, set yourself free and make something. I liked this. I thought this was super cool. Okay. And one on each wire and slide the bead down. So that is this project right here. I'll take a picture of this and I'll put this on the Ohana too. And the Ohana I'm referring to is our Facebook Ohana. I'll also put it on our regular page. So if you're not in the Ohana group, you can go and see these photos and make these. Now, what's really cool is you could do this with threads. It does not have to be done in wire. You could do something like this with a thinner nylon. Woohoo. I wonder if these will fit 18 gauge. Let me double check on that for you, because if it does, then you are in luck. I have 2 wires. Let me see if it fits 18 gauge. Okay. It does. So these spacers, this Gem 462 plated hematines do fit it. So you can mix and match this with the KT 445 with the red, whites, and blues if you want. And you know what, as a beader, you ever notice that even though we're not doing it right now, like right when we are in the middle of the holidays keep coming back around and around. So it's okay if you're buying your 4th of July stuff now for next year. Okay. I'm going to take this, and because this is like a neat sample, I'm going to cut it and I'll put this in whoever's bag. Well, I don't know if you actually would want that. Oh, isn't that kind of cool? If you wanted to hang it as a bag tag, you wouldn't just leave that ending like that though. It probably would come off. So we would have to cut it a little bit lower next time, give yourself more room, and then you could turn a little loop. Well, I better not put that in someone's bag because that might just fall apart. That was a tester. Okay, I'll put that here. Now, let me talk about these. This is CZ153. These are so cute. Now, I love these. Normally I like to get flower beads in colors, but sometimes you do want a clear one, and I'm going to show you why. So you can take some 24 gauge wire and we can make our own head pins, right? There's 2 ways. You can take this and you can turn a teeny tiny loop at the bottom. If you do the teeny tiny loop, it's going to look like this. So it'll have like a little piece of wire at the bottom. Kind of cute. Then you find an 8/0, because this looked really good with an 8/0. The 6s were a little too big, but if you have 8/0s, they go with this little flower nicely. Nicely. Look. And then you can make your own little bells or flowers. Now, another thing you can do if you don't want the little teeny tiny loop is you can squish the wire. Let me show you how to squish the wire. This is a very handy technique. I can't remember who showed it to me, either Janice Brookbile or Lynn Merchant. But you basically take your, whatever your wire is, and you're going to squeeze the end really hard. So that spreads it. You can see that it got bigger, right? You can see that there's like a little paddle shape now at the bottom. So that got bigger. And when you put your bead on it, the 8/0 fell off. I tested it already. It comes right off. But the 15/0 or the 11/0 does not. So you can put an 11 or a 15. I think it just depends what you have in your kit. I know it works because I did it with the other one. 1 second. Let's see if this one goes. You know what's funny? Like now they're all like gonna slide right off and prove me wrong. So what you can do is go back and squish it a little bit more, and that will widen it. And if that doesn't work, then you have to go and get some 15s, because that will definitely be a stopper. Hang on, I'm gonna grab a 15. Okay. Okay, so that, you want to pull it to make sure it just doesn't come right off. So this is this is an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was an 11 with a different size hole because I can't pull this off. So that's a good stopper. Then you put on your 8/0. So double check all your work. And then you put on your flower. And that is how you make your own little freestyle head pin, just by squeezing super duper hard. Check it out. If you need a seed bead, do we have this one, Jason? If we have that in stock, I can give them that number. So this one was CZ153 with the flowers, and it's with SB582 if you want the red, white, and blue Fantasy Island blend. You can use any seed bead with it. All right, I hope you like that little head pin squeezy tip. Okay, one moment. I'm gonna clean off my area so I can show you what's next. Just like simple tips to go with the glass. Oh, this one. These two colors are so pretty together. This shade of blue looks so good with this shade of blue. I think it's the same blue, but one is milky and one is transparent. Let me get a piece of wire so I can poke it and show you. But it's a milky transparent, so look how nice that is. So on the, so Z280 is faceted oval. Oops, that's this one. And CZ351, here, I'll put the bags by it. CZ351, right here. It's got like gold, and it's like a love knot. It's like a knotted bead. Why are these so cute? Because for $8, you have a necklace. What do I mean by that? Well, these have nice size holes, so you could make your own eye pins. And you can do it with a wire that matches the gold, so you can use this one. Let me test to see what the max wire you can fit in these. That's always helpful. Oh my gosh, 18 gauge just went right on these so easily. So it's Z280 and CZ351. Oh my gosh, that was so easy. So you can use this wire. I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to start my IPN demo. Now what I have here is just some kind of, oh, this one, Jason, do we have that? If we do, I'll show you what I'm using. The medium temper, though, does work a lot better than the one I'm about to use. This is craft wire. So there's a difference between this craft wire that has a, what is the base on this particular one?
Which one?
This craft wire has a, I think, a copper core. I think. Let me look real quick. This one has a, yep. So this is a copper core as well, but this one is somewhat softer. So I noticed that when I make my pins with it, they don't hold as well. So this is also 20 gauge. So I would recommend using this if you're about to do what I'm doing, which is making a series of eye pins. Let me just join it really quickly, partially to entertain you, but because I also want to see how nice it's going to be. Make sure that your wire is straight at the ends. You can pinch it, pinch it, pinch it like this when you want it to go into a bead, because this is the easiest way to crack your bead, is to force it onto a wire that's not straight. I'm going to cut the wire and I'm going to turn a second loop. These are called eye pins. Sometimes they're called like rosary loops too, because it is one of the easiest loops to make if you're going to make a rosary, because there's no wrapping. It's just a little loopy. There's one. I'll do 3. Always flush cut the end of your wire before you start again. Okay. And notice I always like to put a little 90-degree angle in there. And I'll pick one of these. There is a bicolor look to these beads right here. It's like a milky, when you see it, you're going to be like, oh, those are so pretty. Doing it on a video camera sometimes just doesn't do it justice. What are you guys thinking about right now? Comment. Like, are you thinking, I want to make that? Or are you thinking, I have to go and get my barbecue ready? Do you think everyone was going to celebrate on Monday and take off from work? Kind of weird when it hits midweek, y'all. 2, and let me make one more, and then I'll link it, and I think that should be enough to show you. So again, always flush cut the end of your wire, because there is a really sharp point. And I don't know if you noticed, but I always go back in and I straighten out the loop to make it pretty. Ah, this would make really cute earrings. This shade of blue is a blue I really, really like. Like, it looks good on most human beings. Some other shades of blue, I don't know, it brings out the yellow tones too much, or yeah, it's kind of hard to wear. But especially I noticed the sapphires just don't look good on me. So I like it when it's a really rich jewel tone. Okay. Well, we are more than halfway through our show, so I'm going to have Jason jump in, and I'm going to do one more piece because I realized that 3 is a little too short to assemble something. I'm going to do another. I'm going to have him show you this fire polish in the meantime, because I love that vitriol finish. And if you are just like, what is a vitriol finish? You know, we don't know the recipe of what it takes to make it, but we can tell you how to identify that it is not a rainbow finish. It is not a luster. I'll see if he'll come over in just a second. He's manning the show. Okay, so my other eye pin is done. If you're wondering, how do I know how much wire to cut? I know that the middle of my round nose pliers is about enough wire that is the width of my ring finger. So I have these little identifying tricks of lengths on my body so that I don't have to pull out a ruler every time I do something. All right, let's just attach it. So open up the loop, add the piece on, close the loop. When you're swinging it shut, add a little pressure downwards so that the wires are touching. So open up the loop like pushing a door, Add this piece on, close the door, again, rolling in just a little bit, open up, add it on, close it. Let's see if it's nice. Let me borrow this. Oh, that is pretty. So you could make an earring, a bracelet, but this shade of blue, it's really, really, really nice. Ah, you know what it is? It's like a peacock blue. And then it's got the gold in there, so it looks nice with like a vintage brassy color wire or bronze wire. Maybe not so much with the rose gold, because I noticed the pink is kind of like messing with the gold color, but it looks good with like a gold color or a brassy bronze. That's pretty. I like it. And here are the two wires that I recommend that you do it with. Oh, look at me. Did you see what I was doing? I was going to make another loop. I felt like I was teaching a class. So here is the vitriol, and I will go on. Jason's busy. This is CZ500. Now, CZ500, a vitriol is where it's got like this silvery green fuchsia finish on it. It used to be a coating that you could find on like a Swarovski crystal. And also they do this in the Czech Republic and in Germany. It's like an extra finish that goes on there. I'm going to put these wires away. If you forget the wires, you can always text us if you have questions. Okay, but I just really like this color because it's got multiple shades in there. When you're buying Czech fire polish and you're like, I don't know how to make colors mix, one of the secrets that we have is to mix colors that have finishes on it. This color now can bring in a green, a silver, a gold, a fuchsia. So it really helps when you buy colors, plain glass, that has a finish on it if you want to do colorized palettes. Yeah, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
So look at this vitriol. It works with this fantasy island. It's not a coincidence that it works, because on the vitriol finish, it has some of those colors. So this is an easy one to mix and match with. Plain red sometimes just is a little bit hard. What I also have here is the last of our stars, which is CZ49. This is the last of our stars we've had for over a decade. It is a milky white matte with an AB finish. AB means rainbow, Aurora Borealis. So anytime you see AB on a label and you're like, what is AB? It's not about your stomach muscles. It is Aurora Borealis, which is a rainbow finish. Kind of like how they call those
What's that?
in Alaska.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to go see the Aurora Borealis. Okay.
You want to show this to them?
Okay.
I found the stock. So guys, this is that craft wire Jane was talking to you about. This is vintage bronze. It's available if you type in sold 20 CW. That's sold 20 CW. When you type it in, you'll be able to choose between green, that bronze right there, that vintage bronze, and another color. So another color.
Mystery color. Don't choose that. Choose this one.
It's actually that smoky quartz.
Oh.
That dark brown.
Oh, that one's
the one
nice.
that you didn't pull.
Yeah.
It's
that
really
one's
nice. So let me just type it onto the screen right now.
So maybe when I said don't choose that, I mean go ahead and choose that. You just have to trust us. It's a darker brown.
It is a darker brown, and the green is an emerald green.
Don't get the green. Now that's the one I wouldn't do with this. So if you like darker browns and this is like too light for you, get the dark one. This won't scrape off. It's a really nice coating on here. Oh, time is a ticking. Okay. So to show you one last time, this is Z280. It is $3 for 10 pieces. And CZ351, which is the one I'd recommend you get together. It looked like that. There we go. They are very happy together. Z280, CZ351. Now don't kill me because this also looks good with it. try to make it so that it all works for you. And Gem 462, because that has that beautiful color in there. Look at that. Look at me. And they all fit 18 gauge wire. You know, as beaders, that it sucks when you're like trying to make a project and there's beads that don't fit the wires that you're using. I don't like that. So look, all of this works. Or these. This all works. So if you're like, oh, I can't remember all that, I'm going to hold it here for 5 seconds. Screenshot it right now. Z280, CZ351, the 18 gauge gold tone wire, the Hematine Gem 462, or the craft wire that is sold 20 CW. Don't forget, every time you type sold, put a space after it. Sold space. So sold space 20 CW. Sold space Gem 462. The computer likes that space. The computer needs that space. All right.
Okay, how'd you do?
I think I did really well. I had a good time.
Good. And then the only thing that Jamie, did you talk about that Z310 on the bottom?
Z3. Oh, no, I forgot. Red is one of the hardest colors to find in check glass. I don't know why, but it is.
It's
But this red is so nice because it's red with a clear in it. Let me see if I can get a white piece of paper to show you.
Go.
Thank you. It is not a pure red. Can you see that? So sometimes the pure red's like a garnet, it'll look black. So I tried not to buy just pure red. Otherwise, to the eye, you're like, that looks black. Then you put it on skin, and then it definitely looks so dark. And you're like, what happened to my red bead? Yeah, I know. I know how that it is. So this one is a mix, much like the
CZ280 right there, left corner. The mix? What do you mean the mix?
You know this?
Oh, yeah.
These beads right here. Do you have a number for that?
Yes.
So Trey, look how good those look together because it's the same shade of red. And remember how I told you there was clear in this one? So it doesn't look really like overwhelmingly red. It has enough light that can shine through and make it look red. Same thing with these pieces right here. There is a clear, transparent area. I don't even know if it's actually clear. It actually looks like a light gray.
It's actually, I think they blended out that color.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, whatever it is. But it does pull red, so you don't have to worry and go, oh, will it not match?
It'll match.
It has a transparent color in there. It's like a lightish gray. That's really pretty when I look at it like that. So if you like these, that's Z207, and you get 4 pieces. This is in the earring kit. So it comes in the earring kit, but if you're like, oh, I don't need that earring kit because I already bought those bead caps and I already have a crystal. Well, no problemo. This is the kit. Or you can just buy the components. So Jason's showing you the components. 24 pieces for $9. This one's a really great deal. Because they're so easy to use. So cute. We love this cypress wreath bead cap. They're easy to bend. So as I put it away, I'll show you the tulips one more time. I think it was Z207. 4 of these for $4.50. Then you'd want to put it, if you want, well, you can. You can put it with Z310. And to round it out, you can throw in the SB582. Isn't that nice how everything works together? I like it. Then if you're in a flowery theme, you go and you take this lovely check glass flower. It's only $5. CZ153, because it's clear. CZ153. How many do you get on here? 5, 10, 15, 25 of them. And then you can make these You guys, having your own bead show with all this stuff all over. I wish I could be cleaner, but well.
What are you looking for now?
I thought I made a sample of this with red flowers. I cannot find it right now, but you just have to imagine that there's red flowers. Well, I guess you can imagine with the blue flower. Look. So it's got the blue from the SB 582 mixed with this. There's a lot happening here. I know. So KT445 was on these two samples. All these beads, I used all of the ones in this kit here to make these two samples. You can decide which one you like. I used a 20 gauge wire on the inside. Made that in about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. That one was fun, super easy. And my other sample for that. Let me look around, okay? I have a few more minutes. I'm just gonna make sure I showed you everything that I wanted to. Should I show them the turquoise?
Crystal.
Ah, and the turquoise crystals. These are old stock. Old stock. So there are 12 pieces in here. It's opaque turquoise. And it's spelled Swarovski. Do not follow the way we spelled it here. That's a misspell.
Put that one there.
No worries, no worries. I typed it. I did that. We were in a rush. But it is 12 pieces for $2. Just type in sold space MISC2. They're 4mm bicones. We put these in because they look great with this and this and this. So we're just kind of like helping you out with your color coding. Thank you. And I am going to pop in the white lava just to show them. It's not really related, but ta-da! This is P2989. You can use it with any of these projects because the hole size will fit any of these. So you could do this on your wire bracelet and then you can scent them all. I haven't done that yet, but when I do, I'll let you guys know how it smells. I mean, it's obviously going to smell like whatever I put on here. Let me smell these though and tell you if they smell like anything. Nope. These don't smell like anything, which is nice because sometimes we had some that smell like burnt lava. So this is just plain old white lava, very porous. So you can put aromatherapy in there. All right. Thank you so much for joining me in my focus on glass beads to go with our 4th of July. I'm going to zoom in one more time so you can see our 4th of July fun.
It's like fireworks.
Thank you. Arigato. Happy 4th. Soon. One more day. I'm going to do my own little fireworks. Thank you.